Hey, I know we're not on video yet. I'm not sure why, but that's probably a treat for you. But I do agree with whoever the sponsor. I'm the sponsor, right, for this show. So there. So we are the Educated Retirement Radio here on KMET 1490. We're going to contemplate retirement, your retirement, and how to get me retired, which seems to be, excuse me, a big job. So let's try to stay happily retired. So today we will have Dr. Ponder of Ponder Financial and Retirement Firm Incorporated. Now, Dr. Ponder will be with us, and the Ponder team is I can't overstate this enough, a real powerhouse in making people realize their own potential in a lot of different ways, not just financial. But we're going to talk about financial probably, because that'll be one of the things we're working with. So today we will be discussing why eating a cinnamon roll is so healthy for you, why calzone is not a normal UFO from Antarctica, and we're going to look at being in a chain gang and see if we can train you to be an author based on that. So, you know that I am not yet retired, and I want to be. I want to keep working too, by the way, but you know. So we need to talk about the tools to make retirement more better and how to use them. So give me a call right now at 866-955-2233, 866-955-2233, and I won't answer because I'm on the radio right now. That's the off-air number. So also remember to visit Dr. Heckham, DRHECM.com, Home Equity Conversion Mortgage, drheckham.com, or for us more formal types, theeducatedretirementradio.com. And, take a look. Go halfway down the page, click on YouTube, and you can see all these shows. You can also see little snippets that I think are entertaining on the show, and you can also see just those parts. For instance, just to listen to Dr. Ponder and not have to listen to my yapping, that'll be there too. So you do know we believe in changing the status quo. Families, people need to be active. We do this to make friends and expand our network. And when you call me, I'll take care of your information. I won't keep calling you, nothing like that. I won't keep bugging you, but be happy to talk to you about home finance, finance in general, so that I can set you in the right direction to talk to many of those guests that we've had. And we also can talk about music, movies, electric trains, UFOs, Bigfoot, and Big Me. Today is National Cinnamon Day. That's right, cinnamon. And I don't know that's real cinnamon. There's a lot of fake cinnamon, but it all tastes pretty good. Excuse me while I smell a little. That is good. And it comes from the bark of a tree. But did you know, you probably didn't know, how healthy that is? It's rich in fiber, calcium, and antioxidants. So being an intelligent show like it is, and having the kind of logic, I was going to say lollipop or some logic that we do, I'm going to tell you that the healthiest cinnamon roll ever made was 1,149 pounds of antioxidant cinnamon roll, and that was to celebrate Wolferman's Bakery to commemorate their new healthy menu with a 5-pound, which is a normal thing, a 5-pound cinnamon roll which came out in 2018, and that's in Medford, Oregon. So if you don't know any other reason to go to Medford, you got it now. Today is National Authors Day, and to celebrate your favorite author and plan a trip to it's supposed to be plan a trip to the library, but I think internet is probably more like it anymore. So do you have any favorite authors, Sean? I don't. I have a lot of them.
Say that
Nope.
again, Jay?
Do you have any favorite authors?
I don't read a whole lot anymore, so yeah, it's hard to say.
We're going to talk about that. Here's one of my favorite authors. Of course, I'm into UFOs and things. I don't care for him too much on the radio, but I do like him on that. And also, what types of, and I don't mean what genre, that's a big word. It's like, I mean, do we read books? We have Kindle now, we have Audible, and I think all that's pretty cool. I listen a lot to podcasts when I'm driving because I drive a lot. I was thinking Audible has that thing where you can listen while you're driving, and you can, for a certain price a month, you can get as many books as you want. But I listen to Mysterious Universe so much. I highly recommend that, out of Australia podcast, and they just read thousands of books. So I get a book review all the time. And last week we talked a little about Admiral Byrd and going to the South Pole and finding flying saucers and things like that. I'm not going to get into it. One thing I couldn't find last week this is a great book. Look at this thing. This has some great it's about ready to fall apart. I don't want to mess with it too much, but it's pretty cool, if you can see that. And it came with a movie reel way back when. This came out in, I don't know, it may have been even pre-World War II. But as long as we're talking history, we're going to be history now until we come back in a couple of minutes. So take care of yourself, and see you soon.
I get confused 'cause I don't know where I stand, and then you smile and hold my hand. Love is kind of crazy.
All right.
Spooky little girl like you.
Speaking of spooky, that's because of Halloween, right? Yeah. Anyway, welcome back to 1490 KMET AM radio, the Mighty Met for the Educated Retirement. drheckham.com, 866-955-2233, where I'm going to write you a prescription to learn a little bit more about the home equity conversion. Other than that, we're going to slide right on because we really want to get on to Dr. Ponder. But we were speaking of authors a little bit before, so I'm going to tell you a short story about an author, and I'm reading it from Wikipedia. So if it sounds like I'm reading a script, it's because I is right now. But this author, Don Pierce, Donnpearce, he was in the Merchant Marine, which took him to Venice when he was 18, Spain, Denmark, France, Portugal, Bombay, as it was called then. I still like that name, but who cares? Post-war Europe had a thriving black market, and this fella, Pierce, became involved in counterfeiting American money. He attempted to pass some counterfeit bills to police officers in Marseille and was arrested, tried, sent to prison. He was assigned to work detail outside the prison one day, and he escaped. He went through the Italian border, and the French officials had already taken his seaman's papers, so he forged new ones and signed on a ship to Canada, where he crossed from Canada into the United States and found a new wonderful career, burglary. So he became a safe cracker. In 1949, at the age of 20, was arrested for burglary, spent 2 years in the Florida Department of Corrections, chain gang, which led him to write Cool Hand Luke, which actually came out in history in this day. But it's National Calzone Day as of 2016, oven-baked, folded, and closed pizza, stuffed with all kinds of good stuff. And unlike that other type of pizza we'd been talking about a couple of shows ago, that related the round of pizza and pepperoni to UFOs and flying saucers, calzone is more like one of those black triangles that are reported today. And just a reminder, home loans are kind of like pizza in that they come both open-ended and closed-ended. But we're going to talk more about that a bit later. We're going to run through Edward Van Sloan, not Edward Norton, but his birthday is coming up in a couple of days on the 4th. And Van Sloan was actually in so many horror movies. Dracula, he was Van Helsing. You know Van Helsing. He was in Dracula. He was in Frankenstein. He was in The Mummy, which we showed you a picture of last week. Dracula's Daughter and The Phantom Creeps. Now that is such a cool name, isn't it? The Phantom Creeps. So, oh, wait a minute. There's The Phantom Creeps right there. And speaking of creeps, we're going to creep off for another break so that we can have a longer period a little bit later. So take it away, Sean, and stick with us, please. Thanks.
Well, I saw the thing coming out of the sky. It had a one long horn and one big eye.
I could miss the shaking, but I like the music. Let me just say real quick, hello to Pat and Terry and Steve McNamara. Great to see you back around. Speaking of authors, we talked about Don Pierce, so there's no use going through that again, but that is a cool story. So this is also 1490 KMET on this day in history. What happened? In 1967, Cool Hand Luke was released. So let me ask you a question here. Who wrote Cool Hand Luke? Don't answer that. I think we've been through that anyway. Paul Newman, of course, George Kennedy, who won an Academy Award, and Dennis Hopper. Now, the first partner I ever had in the lending business was Tom Harris. He was prematurely bald because I thought something was grabbing him from up above. Like, you know, he was pretty intelligent, sharp, and weird. But Paul Newman's role, Dennis Hopper. That's what made me think of Tom. Tom Harris used to own a bar, the oldest bar in Taos, New Mexico, which I love that place. But Dennis Hopper actually shot a hole through the bar at Tom's joint. And Paul Newman's role was originally for Telly Savalas, who instead did the Dirty Dozen. So, but Cool Hand Luke was filmed in Stockton. And I hope you're listening, Randy, your hometown. And it took 3 days to write the the boxing scene. So one more thing. We've got here a failure to communicate. Now, I'm not talking about this show. I know that's what you're thinking I'm talking about. Strother Martin added that line, or that was his line, and the AFI, American Film Institute, added, it's a failure. What is it? We've got here a failure to communicate to the most memorable lines in a movie at number 11. I'd like to find out what the others were. Ansel Adams to this day shot Moonrise in Henderson, New Mexico. Speaking of Taos, and just to show you, you probably may remember that. picture. Love black and white and all that good stuff. And today also, the mission in San Juan Capistrano was founded. So get yourself over there. You can take the train from just about everywhere I'm talking to, and it's a great spot. It's, it's just a destination in itself, not just the mission, but the whole city. Trevor at the Tracks, one of my favorite restaurants around, and I really recommend. I mean, they serve a Reuben that has like 1-inch slices, different than anything you'll ever find. And with that, let's take a break, eat a Reuben, and then we're going to speak with Dr. Ponder as soon as we get back. So put your learning cap on, and I'll take my uniform off, and we'll be back uninterrupted real soon.